Is that working? Maybe? Hello? Is that working? Maybe. I think I had the wrong thing ticked. So hopefully that works. Let me know. I realize this is a good time to test this. I don't go live near enough. So for those that follow, I do a lot of videos. I do a lot of classes, but mainly on the Stamping Lounge. Well, really much, like pretty much all on the Stamping Lounge. So yeah, and pretty much all on the okay. I leave all of the tech over there of videos up to Meshwari. So that's my bad. Okay, so I think I've got that sorted. I think I've got video. I think I've got sound. The doggies are having their mid-morning sleep. I know it's been a long, long time. So I think I moved into this house in May last year and it's just been chaos. Like, well, not really, but a lot in my life changed. And so I used to go live pretty much every week. And I think I need my glasses, I can't really see. And then life changed a bit of, a lot more things were going on. So I probably need to make time a bit more to come in here as well. But I still do a lot of things, but mainly on the Stamping Lounge. So if you aren't familiar, the Stamping Lounge is a monthly subscription website I have with my friends Maheshwari, Rajaguru and Rochelle Ladsmith. And we have classes and a big lounge full of content. And I do a lot of stuff over there. And speaking of hot foil, I've been working, I've got a big pile of stuff if you can see a sneaky, a big pile of stuff over there. And I've been doing preparing a hot foil class over there. So I do a lot, but it's mainly over there. So if you do want to catch me, that's where to find me. But I do need to go live here a bit more as well. And I thought today is the last day my son has school before he goes on his 2-week school holidays. So I thought, one, the hot foil machine is now available to everyone. And also it's my last day of peace for 2 weeks. So I thought I probably need to come over and do this video today if I wanted to show you all this excitement. So for those that know me really well will know that I love shiny, sparkly, foily things. So when I saw that this machine was coming, I was very, very excited because it's totally up my alley. I have followed hot foil crafting for quite some time. There's a few machines like this one on the market. And I was always really on the fence. I'm like, do I just go buy one of theirs? So when I saw Stampin' Up was releasing their foil machine, I was so, so thrilled. Was it Queensland school holidays finished today? Do you know what? I believe that it's like that for most of the mainland. So we seem to be completely behind. But so I live in Tasmania, so the little island at the bottom, and I think we're always a little bit behind. So I think it was only recently-ish that we even went 4 terms. So we're always a little bit behind. So melons today as well, back to school Monday. Yeah, definitely. It's crazy. But yes, I was saying to Elisha School the other day, I said, I love school holidays for not having to do school mornings. But, Melbourne, I was wondering melons. I was like, what is that? So yes, I went to the school and I said, I love school holidays for not having to get up early and try and push my kid out the door. But I also get to midday and I'm like, oh, can you go back to school? Like, it's so loud, I can't get anything done. Anyway, let's get started. All the doggies are asleep. So I need to take advantage of that. Oh, so Western Australia has 1 more week. So we are sort of on a bit more of the same as you. So I'm going to switch to my, actually, let's talk about this first. So a couple of weeks ago, or maybe a little bit longer, we got, as demonstrators, we got the chance to pre-order a hot foil machine, and we didn't actually know when it would release to customers, but Stampin' Up was sort of waiting on to see what the inventory was like. And I want to say that first of all, because the inventory is a big thing, because they have said that this is limited in the sense that if the actual machine itself does sell out with popularity, it will be coming back, but maybe not till the end of the year, because it takes a while for manufacturing for the actual machine itself. So it is available now for everyone to order. But if you like what you see, I definitely suggest jumping on that ASAP. So I'm just going to share my screen here because I want to talk about this first. So with this particular machine, the cost is a bit of an outlay, but having played with it for a little while, I think it's totally worth it. You do need, if you do have an older Big Shot, this is, I believe, a little bit too wide to fit in the Big Shot. So you will have to invest in the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, which these are all Australian prices, by the way. So the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine is $244. That's our standard machine. We do have two, but it will definitely not fit in the mini. And then the Stamping Hot Foil system, which is $280. And then obviously then to do the hot foiling, you will need some hot foil dies and some hot foil rolls. Now, this is all, I can't speak for other machines or other products, but this is what Stampin' Up have advised. It also, if you use other products, may void your warranty, just as long as you're aware of that. So this is what you need to start foiling. And then I think I also had a picture of, let me have a look here. It's bad when you can't remember what you've put where. So that also at the moment, when you purchase the hot foil machine, you will get a free craft class run by Stampin' Up. Hey Anita, this is worth $53, I believe, and that is happening towards the end of July, and that will be Stampin' Up teaching you some projects and a little bit about the machine. So that's valued at $53, and you get that with the purchase of the machine as well. So I want to just, the dies are not included, no. So you do, and I will show the dies in a minute. But the big difference also, I wanted to bring these up so you could see, this is the difference between hot foil and heat embossing. So it does look different. Heat embossing, you'll need a heat tool, you'll need your embossing powder. To do the foil, it's flat. So heat embossing has that raised effect, whereas letterpress, hot foil actually presses and heats the foil into the cardstock. So you've got a combination of heat with the hot foil machine, and then you're running it through your Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, which adds the pressure, which then presses that foil into the cardstock. So the two of them, whilst they look foilish, they're different. So that's important to touch on. Now, I will talk about this again in a moment, but obviously we've got a bit of a cost outlay here. I would jump on it because I love it so much. But if you aren't a demonstrator, this is what I quickly want to talk about, because I would 100% recommend taking advantage of this if you do have that cost outlay, because when you join, the Stampin' Up joining process has also changed a little bit, but when you join Stampin' Up, you spend $175 to join. That will get you a $240 coupon. So what's that? $65 you're getting free, because you can then, it's only costing you $175 and you're getting $240, but then you also get a 20% discount. So it's cheaper if you want to outlay this cost to actually join. With that joining, you also get a bonus welcome box. So you're getting those freebies, which you can see a sneak peek there on the right. So that is something that I would 100% recommend if you want to have this outlay of setting yourself up with this hot foil. Obviously, it's completely up to you, but I would feel bad if I didn't tell you about this opportunity to save money and also to get these benefits of being a demonstrator. Now, I think I actually popped up on my website a bit of the frequently asked questions of being a demonstrator. There is a page on my website about joining. And the main things that I get asked is, do I have to sell? Because people don't want to join and save that money. If they think they've got to sell or do all these requirements, then absolutely not. You can just join and save that money. Hey, Rhonda, I didn't see you pop up there. And then you can just purchase these things and save money for yourself. And with that new process where you join and get the $240 coupon, you before when you joined, you spent $169, I think, and you got $235. But that $235 had to be spent as soon as you joined, and you had to spend $235 exactly or less. So that made it a bit painful as far as fitting everything exactly in that order. Now what happens is you get a $240 coupon, and you could spend 300 or 400. So you can actually save, because you can order the hot foil machine, the Stampin' Cut and Emboss if you need it, the dies, and it can go over $240, but you just pay the difference. It's going to take $240 off that order. You're also going to earn the stamping rewards, and then it all gets shipped together. So it's actually a lot better the way they've set it up. You're getting that free welcome box. You've got 1 year to spend that coupon as well. The welcome box is only available, by the way, to people when it's the first time that they join from 1st of July onwards. So from July onwards, the first time that you join, you will get that welcome box. If you drop, by the way, if you drop, there's no punishments or anything like that. People think they're going to get in trouble or have to pay some money. You simply just drop and you can join again. You just have to, I think there might be something to do with 45 days. I really need to actually familiarize myself better. I've got the main gist of it. But yes, definitely there's lots of those things. And then I did up a little chart of basically customer versus demonstrator. So what's the difference? Like, what do you get that a customer doesn't, or what does a customer get that a demonstrator doesn't, etc. So this is a bit of a handy chart so you can see the differences. Yes, Christine, I've been a demonstrator for quite a while and I'm still my best customer. I think at heart we're all avid crafters and we love to get all those shiny things, and we all, you know, I think a lot of us would probably say the same. So that's what I wanted to chat about first. Oh, there's a sneak peek. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to switch to my desk now and show you what I'm talking about. So this is the hot foil machine, and you can tell I've been using mine loads. This is totally fine, by the way. You can get hot foil on, I've actually got some, you can see it on there. You can actually just get an eraser and erase yourself, but it doesn't affect it at all. This is the shim, and this is the spacer plate, so you'll need both of those. This one here is a silicone mat that you can pop your dies on when they're still hot. And then this is the hot foil machine itself. Obviously, it's got a cord. I've got that to the side here, which I'll show you in a second. And then we've got this tray, which our hot foil machine sits on, because we don't want it to wreck our desk. And then we've got this magnetic pickup tool. So when I get the dies out, I'll show you this, but this cord here just sits in the side here, and it's magnetic, so that'll sit in. I just realized I need to actually turn the PowerPoint on. I always turn my PowerPoints off because I'm terrified of like fires. So then we've got a beep, and when we press the button, then that's going to start warming up. The first time you do warm it up, it's going to take a little bit longer. And then you'll get the next flash or a beep, and then you can press it again and it will turn orange. That will heat your die up, and then you'll get a green light, which means you're ready to hot foil and run it through your machine. So I'm just going to sit this to the side because I think the basics of this I have explained. But if you have any questions, sing out. And then you've got your hot foils. I can tell you now I've been having fun with these. There's 3. They have said that there will be more coming. So we've got at the moment some silver. So we've got just our silver. We've got some light pink, which I didn't think I would use the pink much, but I definitely have. And then we've got gold. Gold's definitely my favorite. I love my gold. So there's the three foil colors that you can purchase at the moment. We've got 2 rolls per packet, and I believe that you get 4.6 meters on each roll. So roughly, what's that, like 9.5 meters approximately in total for each box. And that's going to last you a fair while. I mean, 9.5 meters of foil is a decent amount. So I've kept those in their box at the moment. And then I have got all of, goodness, these are really heavy. Okay, so I'm going to show you. And I did treat myself. Pink foiling is awesome, I agree. I did treat myself and buy everything. So it was my treat to myself. So I'm going to show you, I might have them a little bit out of order here. So let me put them to the side and I'll go through. So we have the Garden Silhouette Hot Foil Die. And I will post a link afterwards because there is a brochure that you can open and it shows you everything. I'm just drinking my morning coffee. So this is the Garden Silhouette Hot Foil Die. Now you might wonder how these differ from just a normal die. So they feel a little bit different. They've got a slightly different texture, and one of the sets has a bit of both, so I can show you that. But this is a background die, and it feels more, I don't know, like it feels different to a normal die. So that one is a background die, really beautiful. And then we've got, let's have a look. This one is a bundle. So we've got Sweetly Sentimental, but I feel like these two could stand alone. I did go overboard, Anita. So the Sweetly Sentimental, this is a stamp set. And then we've got the dies. But I feel like these are a must-have. These are so cool. And that one there, the reason I love it so much, and I will do this one with you, is you've got it all joined to make all those sentiments, and then the die cuts all the sentiments out. This is so quick and easy for sentiments. And then you've got a stamp set where you can, 2 steps, so you can actually color this in, or these dies will actually stamp and color that, I don't know what you call that flower. You can tell I'm not really a gardener. And then this one here is really cool. We've got another bundle. So this one is our hot foil dies, and I feel like you could use this loads. So you've got those really cool textured backgrounds, and then this is the stamp. How funky is this paint drip? So cool. Now all our stamps now are photopolymer. Flourish and Frames, another bundles. We've got our stamp set here. I'm just loving that bee. And then we've got the dies. Now this one here, I've switched them all to magnets, but this has some seriously tiny dies. I haven't played with this. Actually, no, sorry, I have. We will use that today, but only the cutting dies. So this one here, these are cutting dies. So they've got that, you can feel that edge that's going to cut. And these ones are foiling dies. So this here is not a cutting edge, that will foil. So there is a big difference. But this one here has got lots of little dies. So I put them on the magnets because I was terrified of losing them. But that is another thing that this is great for. So your magnet die, look how cool that is. You can pick up your magnets and then you just press the button and it's going to drop them down. Really cool. So that is the Flourish and Frames bundle, and we will use that in the card today. And then you've got this, I haven't used this one yet either. This is the Luxe Alphabet and Numbers hot foil dies. This has got, so this one, these are the hot foil. And then you've got the dies that are going to cut those letters and numbers out. So this I agree sentiment dies that have all in one are essential. Foiling individual small sentiments is a pain in the backside. I agree. And then the Shimmering Seams dies. I wasn't sure about these, but something drew me to them. So this one here is the stamp. You can stamp and put together a whole background. And I have done this card, so I will show you. And then you've got the dies that cut... the foiling dies can stand alone, and then you've got the dies that can cut out those foiled images as well. So this one here, there's no dies to cut out those bits. That's kind of like a build a scene situation. This one here is great. It's the Swiss Dots hot foil die. Sounds good, Anita. I'll talk to you later. And then we've got the Classic Greetings, another great one. I think that these are really good basic greetings. So you've got the hot foil, and then underneath I've got them on here. That's going to cut out those greetings as well. And I've used that one today as well. And then this one's great. This is a bundle. This is going to be, you've got the stamped image and the hot foil over the top. This doesn't line up, and this is going to be the one I show today. It doesn't line up, but it works together really well. And this one I've used absolutely loads. This is the butterflies. So this one doesn't have a stamp. It's just standalone dies. You've got the butterflies, which foil all in one, and then you've got the die that cuts all the butterflies out. You've got some little centers you can add. Oh, sorry, this is not a bundle, but it does have, I slipped them in here. It does have matching masks, and we'll use those today. So I'm going to make 2 cards with you, and you'll see how those work. Now these masks are available individually as well, and you can use them on their own. So I believe that is all of the products that are available as far as dies, hot foil dies and stamps. I don't think I forgot any. And so I'm going to get started because I'm sure you all want to see what I've done, how I've done it. So what I'm going to show you first is we will do this card first. So I have done this card, and that's using that big, what did we say that one was? It was towards the end. So this is the Botanical Glow bundle. I have done that in the background. If you can see, it doesn't line up, but it works really beautifully together. And then I have used the other sentiment set. So I probably should have pulled them out and left them out. Classic greetings hot foil dies, but if you can see, I've used a frame in the background which I just die cut out, and that was from one of those other sets. So I want to show you how I did this, and that will give you a few demonstrations of how to use this machine. So I've got it heating up on the side, and I've pulled out the bits and pieces that we need. Telling myself not to rush today. I don't need to rush. Okay, so I'm going to use Peaceful Pine. I've got a Peaceful Pine card base. Now, if you have any questions about the machine or what I'm doing, sing out. Sometimes I go a bit fast and then I realise, hey, I've got to slow down. So I've got a bit of soft sea foam. I've got I cut all this out. Hold on, what did I do? I've got 2 layers of soft sea foam. One of those will be for the inside and one will be for the outside. So I'm just going to separate, put those so I know where they're going. And then for the front, I've pulled out a bit of basic white. Now, I do want to say, in the videos that Stampin' Up was talking about this, they did harp on a lot about using two-tone cardstock. I can tell you I have used two-tone, I've used normal cardstock, I have used watercolor paper, I've used velvet paper, I've used window sheet, vellum. There isn't much that I can say I won't foil on. I've tried just about everything and I haven't had any problems. So I will happily say I'd recommend it for pretty much everything. And I think I've seen someone use it on glimmer as well, but I can't say I've done that. Okay, so let's get started with the background. I'm going to, I've had to pull this and I've got my cords hanging over my keyboard here. I didn't want to like this, but I really need it. You definitely do, Christine. You definitely need it. It's really cool and I have used it heaps. I'll give you a hint for the Stamping Lounge. I've made 9 cards so with using this machine. Okay, so we've got it sitting here. Now, there is a booklet. Did I shove it to the side? When you buy the machine, it'll come with this operating instructions. I would recommend keeping this because it's got you step by step about what you need to do, what's included, all of this stuff. So when you start, you want to place the hot foil. If you heard that beep or I was talking way too loud, that means that we're ready to press it again and we can put our die on it. So I'm not going to do that yet because I want to talk through this. But it says the platform beeps and all lights briefly flash. During the heating, which they say approximately 6 minutes, the white timer button stays lit, so that wouldn't be flashing, and the red light flashes. When the platform is ready, it beeps again, the red light stays solid and the white timer button flashes. So we're ready to go to the next step. Then it says place the die flat side down on the platform and press the white timer button again. The platform beeps and the yellow light flashes. Then we'll get this middle one. So it's like a traffic light system. Approximately 1.5 minutes. The white timer button and the red light stay lit. When ready, the platform beeps again, the green light turns on and all lights will be lit. So then we've got like, you can go, you can put it through the machine. And then we're talking here about the sandwich and how this all works. So at least we will get ideas from SL, the Stamping Lounge. Yes, you definitely will. I have been working up a storm on that one. Okay, so I'm just going to put that to the side because we're going to quickly build a sandwich. Let's I haven't even cut the foil. I thought I may as well draw it all with you. So I'm going to do, what have I got here? Thinking of You. I always need a Thinking of You card. They're ones that I don't have a lot of, so I'm going to do that. So I've got the 2 different types of dies. I've got the hot foil and I've got the ones that will cut around. So I'm going to get the hot foil die here. I've got my cardstock, so I want my Peaceful Pine. And then I'm going to do things a little bit differently to how Stampin' Up have shown because I found this easier. So I know that I want to have that on my Peaceful Pine, but I need my foil in my sandwich. So I'm going to use gold. Surprise, surprise. I'm going to grab out my gold. Now, one thing I will say is if you start putting your die onto your foil, you may risk scratching the foil, which will affect the way it works. So what I do is I'm going to fold it out this way. I'm going to place my cardstock on top of the piece that I'm going to foil on. And I find it easier to use a big pair of scissors. So I use these ones. These are probably my favorite big scissors. I can pick up my piece, and then I just cut along. Okay, so I've got my piece now that I need. And what I do is I actually, to build my sandwich, I want to build this way. So what the important bit to remember here is you've got, this is technically going to be the top layer. So I'm building from top to bottom. Then, so I want that, and then I'm going to put my foil, and then I'm going to put my die. Okay, the other way I like to do it, and I sort of found this one out from building the scene, I'll show you that at the end, is I actually like to put my die on the cardstock so I know it's going to sit okay. And I've got some just tape here, repositionable tape, and then sometimes I like to tape the die so I know it's going to be on the cardstock, because if you line that up and it's slightly off the cardstock, it's going to affect the way you foil. And I can show you how that happened, because I did this one and it was a little bit off the cardstock. It had moved a little bit, so then I wasn't happy with that. So when I've got that taped, I know it's going to be in the right spot, and then I can lift that up and place my foil underneath where that's going, so I know it's in the right spot. Okay, and then I'm going to place my die back on, make sure there's foil underneath that whole piece. Okay, and then tape that back down. So you've got that all on there nicely. And then what you want to do is flip it over, because your sandwich needs to be die, needs to be flat side down. So you want the flat, but then you want the pretty foil, you want the pretty side touching the die, so kissing the die. Then you've got your cardstock on top. So I'm going to bring this machine back in. We're going to press this again, so our orange light's flashing. We're going to put that down now, and that's going to sit there and you'll hear it flash. So what's this? Do you think this would work on off the page acrylic MDF board? I'm actually not sure. I reckon it depends on the heat. I wonder if you could probably, if you Google hot foil machine, it might tell you the answer to that. I already own the Spellbinder hot foil system that fit through my big shop, but the turning handle pin sheared off from the machine on Tuesday, so I found a replacement die cutting machine on eBay. Well, that was lucky. So I believe, I don't know if this is true, the Spellbinder machine that is available on the market right now, I believe Spellbinders will have one coming out that's the same as this, because Stampin Up worked with Spellbinders on the development of this, but the Stampin Up one has been released first. Because the Spellbinder one that you may see on the market now actually has a docking system and it's wider. So then you actually push it into the system, whereas this one has a magnetic cord. So I believe Spellbinders will be changing their hot foil system, but I'm not sure then. I don't know if it means that this one would fit in the Spellbinders machine. I would always recommend sticking to Stampin Up, but yeah, I'm not sure about the crossover there. But I know the current Spellbinders one works essentially the same as this. If you heard that beep, now we've got all our lights going. Then what I want to do is now start building my sandwich. So I'm going to start with my hot foil shim, and then my hot foil spacer. I'm going to bring my big machine in here. I'm just going to unplug this. So I actually usually have this sitting off to the side on my desk, but because I need to be in the camera. Okay, so now what we want to do is remove all of our plates here, because the only thing that's going to be going through the machine is our hot foil system layers. And we want, the important bit here is we need to go slow, because we want to get the pressure of the plate foiling onto the cardstock. We don't want to rush that. We want to go slowly through. Now, I think in a video I saw by Stampin' Up, they suggested only going through once. I will say I do go back. If you can see, I've got my hand here, making sure there's pressure there so that it doesn't move and shift in there. So I'm going to go back again, slowly again, to make sure that we've really had contact. So heat and pressure, that's how this foiling system works. Okay, so now when you come in here, you can actually just use this magnetic tool and that will pick up the whole thing. lift this off, and then we've got the peel. Look how pretty that is. So really, really super pretty. Okay, so that is done. Now, obviously the tape has stuck to there. I will admit I don't have a problem touching hot dies. Wouldn't recommend it, but I used to be a chef and we're touching hot stuff all the time. So I am super really not worried about touching hot stuff. But I wouldn't recommend it. It does say avoid contact, but I'm one for breaking the rules. I shouldn't say that. Okay, so I'm just going to plug my machine back in again so it's sitting there not getting cold. Okay, now we might do the hot foiling and then we'll do the cutting, so I only have to put those plates in once. So what we're going to do now is actually, oh no, we need to stamp. Listen to me, I keep changing my mind. We're going to grab this botanical glow, I was going to call it botanical glow stamp. Now this is quite large. This foil here, by the way, you could actually keep, because if you've got tiny dies, you could use these scraps. Okay, so I'm going to grab my stamping positioner tool. One would think I would get these things out ahead of time, but I did not. Okay, so I've got my stamping positioner tool. I want my bit of white. I'm going to move some stuff off my desk because this is getting crazy. Okay, so I've got my bit of white here. I'm going to get my stamp out. Peel that off my backing. And then I want this coming in from the left-hand side somewhere. Okay. Now I find sometimes with the photopolymer, it's sticky and it will peel my cardstock up regardless of the magnets. So I'm just going to alleviate that, I'm going to make sure I line it up on my grid so I know exactly where that went in case it does move. Now I'm going to just use some magnets. And I must admit I haven't used this tool very much, so I'm still getting used to it myself. So I can tell that that's picking up the paper. That's okay, because I know I've lined that up on the grid, so I know where it went. And now the reason I'm using the stamping positioner is this is quite large. It will fit on our largest block. Yeah, I don't like wasting my craft supplies either. I'm all about saving them. You're having trouble foiling the sentimental word strips. I'm going to do those, Sandra. That's on my list on this video, so I'll work through that with you. Okay, so I'm going to stamp this with some soft sea foam. So I'm going to ink up my whole background. Hey Sandra, I was just saying at the start, I've done nine foiled cards for the Stamping Lounge. So I will be putting those up as soon as I can. I'm going to go shaded spruce now. I'm going to use a little blending brush. And with this, I'm just going to tap a little bit of shaded spruce. This is also another great reason to use a positioning tool when you're doing a technique like this one. I'm really just tapping a little bit. You could use a sponge dauber as well. Okay. So, got that. Now I want to press it down, give it a really good press. I do have I definitely agree with what Nicole said. Keep your foiling off cuts. I have a reversing plate, which SU will bring out soon. So I can use the remaining foil as a background for another card. I have heard the same thing, that they're thinking that they have hinted that they will do that. So if you look on the market, there's been a few different companies that have done basically a solid hot foil plate. And what that will mean is you can use the backgrounds. I'll show you something in a tick. So I'm just making sure that's got a lot of pressure. And then, oh, we missed a little bit there. So I'm just going to, this is where the positioning tool's great. I've got to press a little bit, and that's pretty. Yeah, I don't often go live here, Sandra. I feel really bad. Like I just, I definitely do a lot on Stamping Lounge, but I never come live here. I need to do it more often. Do you know part of the reason why is I'm a planner. I like to have everything perfect. And I realize now that maybe coming live without 100% plans is sometimes fun. I can craft along with you, and I'll leave that there because I might use that in a minute. And not have to have everything totally planned out all the time. What's this? Like my hair. What I like about my foiling machine is that it automatically turns off after 15 minutes of inactivity. So if I forget to turn off and unplug my craft room, won't burn down. Very good point. I turn mine off at the power point. I saw recently one of the crafters I follow, there was a fire in her craft room. It's really sad. It does worry me because I've got lots of different things plugged in here. Okay, so I need my foil plate now, my Botanical Glow hot foil plate. So this one here is not meant to line up exactly. I don't put these ones on magnets because it's only one die. So this one here is going to go onto my background. You'll see here it doesn't line up. Okay, so now we want to get our gold foil again. So I'm going to bring in my foil. I know that I don't really need this. I don't need a piece entirely that big because it's not going to cover the whole thing. So you can even make just a nick, and then, as I said, you get 10 meters of these in each box. So you've got a fair bit there. Okay, so I'm building my sandwich upside down again from the bottom to the top. Place my foil and line it up at the bottom so I know that it's there. And then this one here is going to kiss the foil. So I'm a little bit hanging off the edge there. And then I like to grab my tape just so I know that that doesn't move. I want it there. And then I'm going to flip it over. So it's going to go that way. So let's bring in the machine again. Press our button. Upside down, flat die on the bottom. My plate is a heavy stainless steel 2-layer laminated one. Wow. Okay. I need to invest in a new craft chair. Can you hear how squeaky it is? Do you want to see a sneak peek? This is going to be the next card. So Sandra, this is is that the sentiments you're talking about? And look, I was on the phone to Leanne this morning, and I said, I made a card that's all purple. I never craft with purple, and it's all purple. The butterflies are gorgeous. Okay. You may get curling, that's fine, because we're going to stick our shim over the top. It won't matter. So I bought my dogs. I took my youngest dog to Bunnings and Pet Barn yesterday, and I came back and we went down. I took my dog down the toy aisle. We came back with these really loud a squeaky chicken and a squeaky pig. And I was thinking, I'm doing a live video and the dogs run up and down the hallway squeaking these toys. It's kind of like buying your child a drum kit or something, because the dogs are now squeaking these loud squeaky chicken and pig. I'm like, please don't do it in my live video. Behave yourself. Okay, so now that's beat. We've got our traffic light system going. Hot foil shim, hot foil spacer, unplug it. I had a friend who lost her house in a fire. Her craft room was separate to the house and survived, but the content was smoke and water damage. See, that's so sad. I know that, we've got insurance for a reason and things, but I also know insurance takes a long time, and it's also just sad. Like, I know we're all sentimental as well, and you would lose so much more than things. Okay, so again, running this through slowly. Rottie pulls the squeaky thing out of the toys. Ooh, I do watch Freya pulled a squeaker out the other day and I took it off her. Okay, I'm going back. Okay, good. I just saw your comment, Sandra. Okay. Take our shims off. Look how pretty that is. I love that it's off-centered. I love that it doesn't line up actually. And now with the reverse foil, so with this, you could keep that. I have seen a tip where people put them on an adhesive sheet and then stick this to cardstock, like say white cardstock or a coloured cardstock, and use it. But what I have been doing, and it's getting a bit out of control in this little packet here. This is how much I've been foiling. I have kept all of my little bits of foil in here because I just don't want to throw them out, and I reckon we'll be able to use them. So you can keep all these little pieces. Okay, so then we need the magnet. Pop that on our little silicone sheet to cool down. Pop this over the side. Okay, and then we need to do a little bit of cutting and a little bit of inking. So for the thinking of you, I thought we'll make the card with you. Is this the right one? I think so, yeah. We need to cut that. So I will need to bring my machine back in. Oh gosh. I did meet someone once when I was in hospital, and he was from that town in Victoria that was completely wiped out in the Black Saturday fires, and just hearing him talk about it was so sad. Okay, so I'm just going, this one here is a bit textured, but that's okay. By the way, I didn't mention the white is basic white thick, and this is just normal peaceful pine. I'm not using two-tone at the moment. Okay, so I'm just lining that up. It's pretty good. I think that's the scary thing about Australia. We get really bad fires and floods. Okay, all cut out pretty. I'm just going to put all of those on this. I'll make a mess and clean it up afterwards. Okay. So now I'm going to do a little bit of inking. I was looking at this thinking when I did this, I didn't really want it to be, oh no, Christine. I didn't really want this to stay white, so I'm going to bring in my soft sea foam again. Do you know, I reckon, looking at this, that would hold my ink pad maybe. Sorta. Stops it moving around the desk. Okay, so I've got soft sea foam on my blending brush. Now, the cool thing, and the reason I wanted to show you this, was that the foil resists the ink. Now, I need to re-ink this. I forgot to do that. I'm just going to add my soft sea foam over the top. Even though I have inked part of that background with soft sea foam, I thought it was really nice. Okay. And also, like, you might wonder, why am I not just doing it on soft sea foam cardstock? But re-inking or inking tone to tone, you can get variation. So I can make some areas darker with soft sea foam than others. I always, when I think, oh, I need to re-ink a pad, I always forget. I need to like have a little whiteboard or something in here where I write, okay, that pad needs re-inking, so I remember to do it later. Okay. We've had, not fires, but we've had a lot of flooding here. So I'm over the rain and the water at the moment. We're lucky, but our backyard did flood a lot. With 3 dogs that love to go play in the water. My house is mainly tiles, but I'm a little bit over mopping. Okay. I'm really just giving that background a nice blend. Really pretty. And then I'm trying to remember exactly which order I did this in. I did grab a water painter. Why am I shaking a water painter? I really have no idea. So I just squeeze a little bit of water into my palm and then I pick it up with my fingers and actually spritz it onto that background. Probably a bit hard to see until it starts to work. Hopefully you can see that. It bleaches that background really pretty. I'm just going to grab some paper towel. Now I'm going to grab some Peaceful Pine ink. And I want to grab my blending brush. I've only got my small one, but I'm just going to brush it off a little bit because I did use Shaded Spruce on that. And now with same sort of thing with that resist, I'm going to come in here and add Peaceful Pine, but mainly to the bottom of this. And then what I'm going to do is bring my paper towel and give that a bit of a wipe over so that it resists that foil. Really pretty. Okay. Now I'm going to grab my Peaceful Pine shimmer brush. This is the one I want to shake. One Goldie and water is bad enough. I don't know how you deal with 3. I know, right? They look like chocolate Labradors the other day. That was fun. I always lose my bone folder. If there's something on my desk that's going to be lost, it's my bone folder. Luckily I have 2. I'm going to spritz my background just with a little bit of the Peaceful Pine shimmer. I sort of wanted a bit of like an artistic mixed media look. And with that foil, it's really nice. Do you know, it was funny, I was at Bunnings and then, like I said, at Pet Barn yesterday, and I ran into someone at Bunnings that looked at Freya and she goes, oh, she's so cute, I have 3. I'm like, so do I. And then we went to Pet Barn and this lady was in there buying toys and she goes, I love Goldens. She goes, I've got 3. And I'm like, so do I. I said, apparently they're collectible. You can't just stop at 1. Okay, so let's do the next bit, which we're going to use one of the sets, but we're not going to foil it. So this Flourish and Frames hot foil dies. I want to bring that out, but I want to use the die. So this one is the die, you can tell with the cutting edge. And I just wanted something really subtle that added a bit of depth. So I'm going to bring in my machine. I'm just going to grab a scrap of paper because I do need to replace my plate, I think, but I'm just going to, oh goodness, my desk is a mess. Okay, so I want to place that where I want it, roughly, let's go somewhere there. And I'm just going to place this scrap over the top. And why I'm doing that is because I don't want the plate to cause indents on that beautiful foil background. I probably should just treat myself to a new set of plates. Okay, we're almost there with this card. So now we've got this bit which we can raise up back into the spot. Hello, Megan. I'm live for once. We're playing with the foil. Okay, so I got my background. I'm gonna adhere this now to my layer of soft sea foam. Oh, I need to cut it down. I'm glad I checked this. I made it a little bit bigger. And I thought I'd cut it after I foiled. So I want to cut this down to 10 centimeters. And then I'll cut this side to 14.3. Our friend was a golden retriever breeder. She had 7 of her own and they all lived in her house, not in her kennels at the back. Well, I can tell you that my good friend Leanne that bred Thor and Freya, she has 5. At the moment she's got 7. It's the same thing and they all sleep in the house. So I'm just going to stick this one flat with glue. She's got Freya's brother and sister at the moment. And they've had a lot of rain there too. Okay, so stuck that down flat. I'm going to grab my stamping dimensionals. Let's do 5. Forgot to get my ribbon out. I was making cards last night and I couldn't even remember which ribbon was current and what was not. I need to go through my ribbons and embellishments. Okay, so that's just stuck up a little bit higher. It just sort of raises it a little bit. I think it was a bit fun. Okay, I'm going to grab some ribbon. I want some Peaceful Pine and I don't know how much I'm going to use. Let's say something about there. I'm going to give that a trim, and then I've been a little bit obsessed with thin ribbon lately, so I'm going to cut this. I'm going to cut, let's go half. So I don't know if I did half on the original card, but we'll do half because it's easier. I like to use these scissors because they're very sharp and they're long. I wish Stampin' Up would bring back, I never had any because it was before my time, but they had a large pair of scissors that were good for this kind of thing, and I like my large scissors. Obviously I wouldn't fussy cut with this, but okay. There we go. So I've just cut down the length. I'm still going to use it all. So I'm going to do a faux bow. So I'm just going to wrap it around my fingers. And then pop it all. That went really wrong. Let's do that again. Okay. It's very quiet at my house. This is what I'm going to miss. It's the only thing I don't like about school holidays is it just gets noisy. Okay, so I want it to go somewhat here. Now, I might do it. What did you say? I hope you're going to do teams. I hope you're going to do team swaps. What are you talking about, Megan? What team swaps? Okay, so I'm going to use my stapler. And then let's trim. Let's give these a trim. Okay. I love Peaceful Pine. It's so pretty. And let's stick this over the top. I'm going to do that with some dimensionals. I haven't even finished one card and my desk is horrific. Okay, then that's going to go to our Peaceful Pine card base. Oh no, I can hear a dog waking up. Megan, seriously, you have to message me. I have no idea. Okay, let's stick this down. Am I living on a different planet? Okay, Peaceful Pine, I'm going to add an embellishment, which, look at this, I've been using these to death. So these are the 2026 to 28 in colour butterflies. I only have 3 of the crisp cantaloupe left. So I did a a recent retreat with the Stamping Lounge, and we used the Bloom Boutique suite, and I can say I used a lot of these butterflies, but they have, the cool thing is they've got white, so white we can use with everything. So I'm going to use a couple of those pretty white ones. Let's spritz a little bit of Winker Stella. Just isn't done without it. There's the front of our card. I think I kept it simple. Green leaves just my thing. Yes, I agree, Sandra. I've been making doubles of the cards from the retreat. That's a good idea, Christine. I should do that. You expect over the top foil card for them now. You should see how much foil I've already used. I've been going absolutely crazy. Okay, so for the inside, I always do an inside for my cards. I do it when I make the cards, because otherwise, if I've finished the card, you know, I've cleaned the stamps, I've put them away, it's just not going to happen if I don't do it when I make the card. It was the retreat that decided me I needed those butterflies. Yes, well, good, because they're very useful. Now, I'm being totally lazy here. Like, I probably could do this with just, like, not on the stamping platform. Oh my gosh, I've lost my soft seafoam ink pen. Oh, it's just there. Goodness me, you could probably even see it. Let's just stamp up one section of this. And then we can do our shaded spruce. Let's just tap a little bit on these leaves up here. Oh, that's a bit much. And then let's do it on there. Let's do it here. Not lazy, time efficient. Yeah, I agree. That's true, because I feel like I've made the stamps messy anyway, and I'm generally going to use the stamps to make the matching inside. So I figure may as well do the inside and the envelope while I'm going. Okay, then let's do a little bit of some soft seafoam blending. I learnt my lesson years ago when I didn't do the insides, didn't do the envelope when I made the card, and then ages later I went to send the card and I got rid of the stamps. So I was like, I can't even make a proper matching envelope or insides. Now I make them all as I go. Okay, so I added a bit of Peaceful Pine shimmer pen or shimmer brush, whatever they call it. They are very cool, those brushes. Peaceful Pine one's my favourite. I feel like it's just because it's dark, it's got lots of obvious shimmer. Hey Sue, how are you? It's been a while, hasn't it? Okay, let's stick this to the inside of this card. I never used to use soft seafoam really, and over recent times I've come to really like soft seafoam. So that's the inside. So there's the finished card of that one. I think I did the ribbon, I might have only cut a third of that ribbon for the original, and I made my matching envelopes already, so they're all done. So that was the botanical, what did we say it was? Botanical Glow bundle. Really great one. I love how thin the leaves are, that they don't match with the stamp. It's off-centered. Really, really pretty. And I've used the frame from the, let's see, I never remember names, it'll take me a while. Flourish and Frames hot foil die. So I just used the die, and then I've used the sentiments from the classic, what's called Classic Greetings. I think they're really good to have. So that is the first card, and I thought I'll do one more with you because I will say that the butterflies are probably one of my faves. So I'm just going to get some stuff off my desk. So ask any questions if you have them. Let's have a look. So if you're just joining, I'm showing off the hot foil machine today because it's brand new to my... I've had it for a couple of weeks. I've been playing and I'm in love. I think everyone needs one. It's very, very cool. So while I quickly clean my desk, I had these up on my up on my thing before, so I will show you. Let's get rid of these. So this is what you need to start the foiling. You've got the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. You need the hot foil system, some dies and some foil. And I was saying before how it is a bit of an investment, but that's why I recommend taking advantage of being a demonstrator if you're not already, because you can get that discount and you can join and get some free dollars when you join, which who doesn't love some free shopping dollars? Also, when you buy it, you do get the free class from Stampin' Up at the moment, the Metallic Magic class. And when you join my team, you also get 2 free paper pumpkin tutorials every month, but you also get a free another tutorial for free every month. So I do like to gift things to my team. You also get a discounted Stamping Lounge membership if that interests you when you're part of my team. So there's a few extra goodies that you get. Just putting all these to the side. We're going to be making a butterfly card now. So I did show you a sneak peek before. I wanted to show you a couple of the other products. So we've got the butterflies. We've got, what else have I used on this? We've got the garden silhouette, and we've got the sweetly sentimental. So I'm using 3 different ones on this card. Thank you, Nicole. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to leave the soft seafoam pad right next to my computer, because then hopefully I will remember. By the way, this is not recommended, but I want to, well, actually, I don't know if it's not recommended. This here is foiling using a normal cutting die. So this one is from the Fern and Flora. I just wanted to see if it would work, which, yes, I want to say it does, but the normal dies, because they have a thin cutting edge, you won't get that thick foiled line. So it's only a very thin cutting line, but I think it could look pretty cool. So previous demonstrators don't get any bonus, but can just order the foil machine. Do you mean that if you were a demonstrator previously, you don't get any bonus? As in like a, so I will quickly show you. So if you join, I believe if I've got this correct, if you join from the 1st of July, it's already been in July, and you haven't been a demonstrator in July, you will get the welcome box. If that's what you do mean. But you also get, like, you still pay $175, you'll get emailed a $240 coupon, which you can then use. It has to be used within a year, but you also get the bonus welcome box, if that makes sense, if I have understood you correctly. Okay, so let's pull in. I've also used, I hadn't used these, and they were just really pretty. I didn't get the suite that goes with, but I did get those, and they have this tree ring embossing folder. I pre-embossed this, but I am in love with this one. So pretty. Okay, I'm going to use lots of purples here. I've got a few things cut out that we need to foil. I've got Highland Heather. If it's been a few years, totally, you'll still get the welcome box, I believe. You get that bonus. It's definitely worth it. Like, I know when I hear people say, like, with lots of different things, oh, you know, join this company, that, you know, you feel like you're stuck. But with Stampin' Up, it's totally different, I think. So you can take advantage of what suits you. It's all about you. Okay, so let's do this one first. Let's do the Highland Heather. I'm going to use the Garden Silhouette hot foil dies. Now, I realise that today I'm only foiling in gold. You can tell which one's my favourite. So this is the big background. We're going to do our, I don't know if I had any overfoiling problems. Yes, definitely. I will, you're messaging on YouTube, aren't you? Or flick me a email or a Facebook message. My brain is cactus sometimes. I hope I will remember. I should have a whiteboard beside here so I can remind myself of things. Now, I have heard with the overfoiling, I've had it happen a couple of times But I've heard people say to use your embossing buddy. I don't know if it really, I haven't really tried it, but you could. I mean, this is mainly for heat embossing, but it will, it's worth a try. Okay, so now let's get our gold again. I don't know why I keep putting the gold away, because clearly we need, actually, cut. Let's see if this fits. Yes, it will. We've got a scrap that's perfect size. I'm going to just click that ready to heat. We've got our foil. So let's build from the ground up again. Put that down. Doesn't really matter where I put this. I just want my whole bit of cardstock to be covered. And then get our tape. Machine's heating up, so I'm not sure how long that'll take. So let's just try. That's weird. It doesn't tell me where people are commenting from. That's strange. Okay, so I just added a bit of that. I don't know if it'll help, but we'll see. I'm going to get out the Sweetly Sentimental dies. I want the foiling one. Once again, we're going to have this on here. Grab out the gold. And I find it easier to measure it out on my cardstock. That way I'm not at risk of scratching that foil by popping my die on. So I'm just going to cut a little bit of this foil. Now the machine over there has beeped, so let's just quickly bring that over. Remember, you want to press again, get your orange light flashing, and then want to go die flat side down. You've got your sandwich, you've got your foil, should be not showing the shiny surface, it should be kissing the die. So that the pretty side of the foil should be touching the pretty side of the die, then you've got your cardstock on top. So in Stampin' Up's video, when they show the heating of the die, I believe they heat it up without any of this on top. I find I just put it all together. That way, when it's beeping at me, I just shove my shims on, put it in the machine. So now we've got this one. Same thing. Got our cardstock, foil to cover there, and then we've got, oopsie, got our die. Grab our tape. And that one's ready to go. And then let's line up our butterflies. I like keeping things going while we've got stuff heating up on the side. So this one's going to be the Butterfly Flight die. So I want to grab our hot foil die again. I'm going to do this on Fresh Freesia. I realised that I did all cardstock today. I didn't do anything else. I seriously keep looking at this. It looks like there's not much on the roll, but I promise there is. So that's beeped and it's ready to go, but I'll just cut this first. Nick. If you are a demonstrator, there was pre-order limits, so you could only order one of the foils, but now it's available to customers. We can go on and order more if you are like me and have been using them like crazy. Okay, so then we want to do our shims again. So this one's ready. Let's pop shim, hot foil spacer, take this out of there, bring our cut and emboss machine in. You tell I'm running out of desk room here. Okay, I'm gonna pop this through. Once again, we're rolling this through slowly. Then when I get a little bit hanging out the back here, I like to hold it with my hand so I can make sure that that doesn't shift, because I want to run it back through just to make sure that it doesn't move. I like to keep things going to at school and prepping the next carrier sheet for laminating. Yeah, I totally agree. I'm not very good at sitting still. So I'm definitely one that likes to always have something on the go. Okay. Because I use tape, sometimes it will stick, but that's totally fine. There's our magnet tool. This one, look, it even picks up that whole background. So it will, that magnet on there is really strong. Now, because we're going to continue foiling, we want to make sure we've got that plugged in. Give it a press. Let's do the reveal. It's fun. This is so satisfying. Is that not so much fun? Pretty. And look, that one there is one that would look really great using the reverse foil. Okay, so that's our piece there. We're waiting for that to heat and we're going to do the butterflies. And I am going to show you how I used the masks. I just realised that's not very effective when I use the tape and it only tapes the foil. So just make sure that's lined up again. Okay. I was hoping that I could get some overfoiling happening, isn't it? It'll happen when I don't want it to happen, but when I actually want it to happen, okay. So we've got that piece, we've got that piece. And take a sip of my coffee. I agree. It is so pretty. I'm one of those people that can just, I always say I'm like a magpie or a bird that tries to collect all the shiny things. This is why I say it might be an investment, but I seriously think it's worth it. And something I found is with the foil, I feel like you don't need too much on the card because the foil really makes it. Okay. I'm also going to use on this card, I hadn't used them, but I had these, what are they called? Everyday border accents. So I am going to use a scallop from here. So let's just punch that out while I'm waiting. You heard the beep. We're going to use that one. Okay, let's put these butterflies on. Flat side down first. Press our button. I'm going to do a bit of blending on this one again, but I don't want to do the blending while I'm using the machine here. So I'm just going to wait a minute. While that works, I can show you. Did I show you this? This is using the scenery one. So I have used the pink foil because I used it down here with the flowers and I used it on some bubble bath with the pink foil, and then I added the trees with some gold. So this one here is really fun for making a scene, and then I also did a little bit on the inside of the card. I haven't tried foiling on an envelope yet, but that could be a bit of fun. I was going to see if I had time to make this one, but I thought, oh, we're going to be bordering into the 2-hour territory of a live video. That would be a bit crazy. Let's get some purple blending brushes out. Ready to go. I like to keep a microfiber cloth on my desk. Hello, Thor. What are you doing? Just going to rub that off a little bit. Thank you. It is a really fun card. I actually quite enjoyed building the scene. Okay, so let's take this off. We're green, ready to go. Thought I would just make a couple of cards to show you some of the different sets that you can buy. I take it no one is standing still in your house but at risk of being foiled. Yeah, Megan. I've made like 15 different foil cards, I think. That's going to be in your cart, Nicole. Yeah. If you see my scrap pile of foil, it's crazy. Okay, let's take these off. Keep reminding myself I should actually demonstrate being safe and not touching the plates. Look, I didn't get any overfoiling again. Goodness me. The other thing I will mention, like with the overfoiling, is you want to not have too much foil. So you want to cut it as close to the die size as you can, so you don't have... If it doesn't happen, I will try one of the foiling dies that I haven't yet, because I have seen a lot of overfoiling with that people have shared. So I will try that in a second. So here's our butterflies. So pretty. Overfoiling, Megan, is when you get it on the edge. So I don't think I even have any examples of it. I've seen it and it's happened once, but I'll show you if it happens. Okay, so I've got those butterflies. I will colour those in a second. I just want to plug this back in, get this ready for our sentiments. These, I think, everyone needs these. These sentiments are fantastic. And they're really good basic sentiments as well. So, what have we got here? Happy birthday, cheers to you, sending hugs, just a little hello, here's to another year, have a lovely day. So lucky to have you, here's to a lifetime of happiness, thank you, sending bunches of love and my heart is with you. So I think they're really good basic sentiments. Okay, last one. I usually write down the packet what colours are in these, but I don't know, it looks like a basic beige, maybe fresh freesia, Highland Heather or Gorgeous Grape maybe, but these are super pretty. I really like them. You get 30 in the packet. My coffee is cold, but I'm not against drinking cold coffee. I feel like ever since I had a baby like 12 and a half years ago, I gave up. Can't believe my baby is almost high school. A bit scary. Did I press that button? I think I did. We'll soon find out. I'm going to get the masks out. I told you I'm impatient. I can't sit still. So these masks are, you get 4 and they've got the numbers on them. So you've got number 1, number 2, number 3, and 4 is this one, which I'm not going to use 4 on the foil butterflies, but I will show you 4. So what do you suggest as the starter dies to get? Probably the sentiments. If you want to really start, you could probably choose between getting... I've got them all open on my desk, so they're everywhere. Maybe you could choose one of the sentiment sets. That way you've got a foil sentiment. Maybe a die only set and maybe one bundle. So when I say die only set, like the butterflies is a die only set. Maybe, like this one's quite hefty. Good for scrapbooking as well, but you could use it for cards. I can't remember the price points. This one's a great one to have. Great backgrounds. But yeah, when I say a bundle, I mean like a stamp die set. So maybe one bundle, one sentiment, and maybe a background. Get the butterflies. Yeah, the butterflies are really, really cool. This is also a great background. It's very subtle. The shimmer, the Swiss dot. I have used the Swiss dot quite a bit. I can't show you those though because they're for the Stamping Lounge, but yeah, very, very cool. So this is the last bit of foiling. We're meant to get more rain today. I'm just dreading it at the moment. What's this? Yes, I think the butterflies and sentiments and that gorgeous background. Yes. Did you get it all? Yes, I did, Megan. I didn't. I got everything. And today I want to go and order some more foil. That was my treat to myself because I didn't actually buy much in the latest online exclusives release. There wasn't a lot that I wanted to get out of that. So I thought, you know what? I was well behaved with that. So why not be naughty with this? Okay. We will need to die cut in a minute, but we're going to run our sentiments. I'm going to have a play date with a friend and use hers. Yeah, that's a good idea. Also, you get the Stampin' Up Metallic Magic Craft class for free when you buy the machine at the moment, but you can also buy that class separately, so it's $53. And you could buy that without buying the machine just to get a feel of how it works before you commit to buying it. Always another option if you like to sort of get a bit more information about it before you commit. Okay, I'm just going to pop that to the side. Let's do the fun reveal. I got the tiniest bit of overfoiling at the very top, but it's seriously minor and I reckon it would die cut off. I don't even know if you can see it. It's just super subtle. But let me show you what I would suggest. Okay, so there's a mono sand eraser. So this has got your rubber, this is super old, and there's a sand side. What I would recommend is using the sand side very lightly and literally just, it's gone. I don't know if you could tell the before and after, like seriously gone. Like it's not a problem. Like if you get overfoiling, I wouldn't stress. Okay, so let's colour these, then we'll cut those and cut these. Okay, so we're going to grab, I had the masks out, where did they go? Oh, here they are. Okay, we're going to start with number 1. Now, I'm just having a think. I wanted to, no, we don't need that. Let's do 1. So we've got this on fresh freezer. I'm going to grab, my friend Claire bought me this. It's a thing that sits on your desk and it's great for doing this because you can line up I don't have my desk light on because it isn't great when you're doing videos because it makes my desk reflect too much, but I don't realise how much I rely on it. Okay, so let's start with some fresh freezer. I may convince you, that's good. That's my job done. Okay, so my ink pad also sticks to this, which is great. Okay, so let's start with fresh freezer. I'm going to come in on this mask, add in that colour. Now what I should do really is show you how you can get, if you don't have the machine, you're not going to buy the machine, that's fine, but I want to show you this because it's really fun. I don't know if I've just got this scrap of white, so I'm going to do the scrap of white to the side here. Let's take that one off, and I'm going to just pop that there. I want to build a butterfly without the foil, so I'm going to do just this butterfly at the top here. Okay, let's bring in number 2. Close this up. I'm going to do Trying to remember what colours I did. That's terrible, I know. Let's do Highland Heather. Okay, I'm going to line our mask up again. You can see, I think it's pretty obvious where the masks go. So line them up, you'll see where they slot in. Just add in that colour. Not going too thick. I wonder if overfoiling occurs when you run the dies out backwards, because I do recall SU saying not to do that. Yes, they did say that, Cheryl, but I hold my plate as I run it through and I haven't had a problem, but maybe if you don't, it could happen. But what I'm going to do is, after I finish this card, I'm quickly going to run through the label, because the label I reckon would overfoil a bit easier. So I'm going to show that in a minute and see if it happens. So I am getting a lot around the edge because I'm not doing the other butterflies, but that's fine. Okay, so let's do number 3, which is the third mask. Love these builder masks. They're so much fun. Give that a press, and we'll do this one with some Blackberry Bliss. Now these masks clean really easily. You can run them under a tap, or you can just use your stamping mist and a cloth. Aren't they pretty? I'll show you in a minute what I do. Let's just do this last one here. Line that up. Did you get the machine, Cheryl? And then let's do, I'll just do the same colour. I think when I did this last time I did black middles. But I want to show you, because we don't have that foiling, so we don't have a middle. But this is why I said you can just get the masks, because you could make a fun background with just those masks without having all this hot foil stuff. Really fun. So let's close this up. What I do recommend doing is giving, you do get a bit of ink over the foil, so just give it a rub. And that will resist right off. Or not resist right off, but wipe right off. Really pretty. And Megan, totally do that. That is actually, I forgot to mention that when I did treat myself to this machine, I had saved up Stampin' Rewards. So I used a lot of Stampin' Rewards to go to my machine. So if you have Stampin' Rewards, definitely, you can basically say it paid for itself, can't you? So I'll just show you quickly. I've got these masks. What I tend to do is I've got my Stampin' Mist bottle here. Give that a spray. Then I give a wipe underneath. Come over the back, give it a wipe. Depending on the colours you use, you might get a little bit of staining over time, but that's totally fine. Megan, Mashwari bought that for me. I think it might be Ultra New. It's actually essentially a large piece of photopolymer, so you can clean it the same way you clean your photopolymer stamps, but it's will hold things like my stencils can. It's really great, and blending stuff. So I'm going to clean those later. I just wanted to show you how I clean them. Okay, so now we're going to do our cutting. So I need my butterfly set back in. Which, do you think that I can find things on my desk right now? Let's grab our butterfly mask, and not our mask, our dies. We want our machine back in. I have, and it's still in its box, not even unpacked. It's all your fault because I've been busy finishing the Stamping Lounge retreat cards. Well, that's not a bad dilemma. Okay, let's just align this up. I love sets that let you do it all in one. It's so quick and easy. So I wouldn't normally do 2 cards on a live, but I just thought I wanted to show you the different things, the different sets, why you need to buy it. If you're joining a little bit late, I think I did mention at the start that Stampin' Up have said it's been released to customers, everyone can buy it, but if this machine itself goes out of stock, they have said, they've been very honest and have said that the lead time on replenishing the machine is a bit longer than replenishing like the foils and the dies and things. So if it does go out of stock, which, you know, I think it will be pretty popular, they may not be able to replenish the stock until later in the year. So it's definitely worth, like, I would prioritize buying the machine and like saving, just get 1 set of dies even, because the dies and stuff are more likely to be replenished quicker than the machine. So this one, this label die, or the sentiment die, sorry, just goes right over the top. So you can see it just lines up. Now, I did forget to mention the cool thing I should show you, because I talk too much. There's 2 little squares here in this die, and there's 2 little squares that actually foil on there. Now, the reason that is like that is it helps you line up. You actually want to focus on lining up those squares with those foiled squares, and that's what helps you line up this whole die quick and easy. I actually already had some of these done, but I wanted to do it with you. I thought this is one set I would recommend getting. Look at that, done. And you've got all of those sentiments, so you can store them for a card, make them, I did them in black as well, on a different project. Black with gold looks really nice. Okay, so we've got all of our foil, we've got our coloured butterflies. Let's put this card together. Okay, so I'm just going to wipe off my blending brush for a second, because I want to actually bring in my lighter colour now. I'm going to bring in my background, which I had embossed with the tree ring embossing folder. Got some fresh freesia, and I'm just going to sort of really roughly add some ink to my background. I'm not being very gentle or perfect with that. I just want something that looks like that. Then I'm going to go with my, let's go with Highland Heather. You know, I only made this card last night. I've already forgotten what colours I used. So I'm just going to add in just a little bit of the darker tone. Something like that. Looks messy, but then we've done this on Highland Heather, but let's come in and add a little bit more Highland Heather. Blending over the foil is so nice and so easy. And let's bring in some Blackberry Bliss. I want it nice and dark towards the bottom. And then I'm just going to rub over that with my microfiber. So I've got a bit of a fun background there. Went for a meeting with Elijah's school the other day, and I had, I think, green and pink hands. Must have looked so bad. Is the foil part raised? No. In fact, I would actually say, particularly the thicker the cardstock you use, or the thicker the material that you're doing it on, it actually presses it in. So it partly looks a bit like what I would assume like letterpress. So I did it on watercolor cardstock as well, and it definitely presses it in. Like, it looks really nice. It has that letterpress vibe to it. Just using a little bit of what's left over on my brush. I think I did a bit of, let's get my Blackberry Bliss stamping blend. Just add a little bit of that. And then this one's gonna, I've got a layer of fresh freesia. I sometimes use tear and tape if I'm doing a 3D embossing folder on something, but that's one thing I have forgotten to order in the last 2 orders because I don't have any tear and tape left. So what I do is I add glue, I flip it over and give it a bit of a press. Okay, so actually what I'm going to use is I've got this counterfeit product of some, this is really strong though, so I don't actually love using this. This is just some, I don't know what they call it, very strong tape. It's actually good when you're doing like 3D off the page projects. I have my occupational therapist come into the house in less than an hour and I have made such a mess in here. You love the red tape. Okay, so then I had this piece that I pulled out from the borders. So I'm just going to take the red tape off and I'm going to line this up with just the edge of that scallop. Okay, give that a chop. That red stuff sticks to your fingers though, it's so annoying. And then I'm going to come down and add, come up this way. Yes, I have to, I want to do another order today, replenish the foil, because like I've been foiling so much, I'm like, I'm going to run out. Being very naughty. I just bought myself a new car as well, so my budget needs to calm it down. Okay, so then we've got our edge on there. And then this one I'm going to stick down the center and I'm just going to I use my foiling machine all the time. I've been gilding and foiling with different mediums for over 30 years. That is awesome. Okay, so I want to center this, place it in there. Let's pop this onto our card base now. Oops. See, I probably should use the red tape. I think it'll just need a second. When I use like 3D embossing folders, you've got to get into that embossed. What glue do you have in your glue press? I think it's too cold in my studio as my glue is not coming out too well. I have just got the green glue in there. You do not want to see my glue stash. I have a lot of glue. Glue is my go-to adhesive, and I've never used the Art Glitter Glue. I have heard good things about it. I've also heard good things about some other glue. I can't remember what it is, but green glue is my go-to. Okay, so stuck that on. Let's get grooving. I'm going to do my big butterfly, and I'm going to do this one here. They're going to go somewhere in there. I've got sticky fingers now. Right, let's do a sentiment. I have a lovely day on the other one, so I might do just a little hello on this one. And these are skinny, but I want to do, I'm just going to cut a little bit of the edge of my Stampin' Dimensionals. My dogs are being so well behaved. I'm going to jinx it, and I shouldn't say that. They're just, my little one likes to bark, not at anything, just likes to talk, which is fine. She's cute, but when you're doing a video, it's not so cute. So let's stick this one here. I'm gonna, just for spacing, Fairly Art Glue is good. Yeah, I've heard that. Running out of glue is the worst. Do you know, because it's winter and it's so cold here, the thing that I'm finding with adhesive is my glue dots aren't sticky because they're like frozen. Actually, I don't really need that. I'm going to stick one of these purple flowers under there, butterfly is going to go here, and I'm going to stick one of the little purple ones down here. And then I want to do some, I did do this berry burst ribbon, but I ended up putting the linen thread. What do you reckon? Linen thread or berry burst ribbon? Sometimes I struggle with the thickness of ribbon, so that's why I end up going with linen thread. But what do you reckon? Ribbon or linen thread? Try the ribbon this time. Yeah, I should. Should I chop it in half and make it thinner? Or am I just being dramatic? I like my faux bows because you don't get that big knot in the middle to contend with. Oh gosh, what have we got here? Ribbon, linen thread, ribbon, linen thread. Someone's going to have to break that tie. Chop in half. Yeah, okay, let's do that. Or we could do ribbon and linen thread. I really like dainty ribbons. So when we get like the 1/8 of an inch ribbons, they're really nice. So when I chop in half, I just like to use my thumb and, oops, that was a bit uneven, to guide it through my fingers, which helps hold it tight. In Perth, we don't worry about glue freezing. We just need to be careful that it doesn't escape the container on hot days. I've had to put my glue in the fridge to get it back usable. Wow. Yeah, I don't think we have that problem here. See, I live at the top of the state, so we don't. Launceston gets very hot and cold, and Hobart, the same sort of thing. Like, we actually live in a more mild. Okay. Let me find, is that going to be enough on this roll? Look at this. Can you tell I love linen thread? I think what I'm going to do is stick that sentiment down. Let's pop that down here. Gosh, I've been live for a long time, haven't I? You're probably getting bored of me. Let's just... I always say if I am going to do a video, I'm like, oh, I'll just be on for like, I don't know, 40 minutes. Never quite works, does it? Okay, that's the issue with faux bows. You've got to hold it. It's why I would actually, I love to use my staple, my stapler, but because this is all adhered to the card, it ain't going to work like that. That's a bit pretty with both. Just give the ends a chop. Now, to make sure that that stays, we can add our dimensional right over the top of that. We're making sure that does not go anywhere, and we can even add, for a little bit of extra, you can watch me all day. Oh gosh, I won't even watch myself back. It's too bad if there's something wrong with the video, because I ain't watching it. I hate hearing myself talk. Okay. Okay. Oh, helps if you take the top off your glue dot, your dimensional, and then we stick that on. That's a bit fun with both. I'm really liking chopping the width of my ribbon down at the moment. Okay, and then where is my Wicca Stella? Let's add some of that. Oh, thanks, Nicole and Sandra. So essential things in the craft room: Wink Stella, linen thread, a foil machine. Alright, so that is the front of the card. I'm going to use what's left on my blend. Oh, there's a lot left on my blending brush. Maybe don't go in so hard. Let's just... Let's add a little bit of Wink. And then what I did, because this cuts out all 5, I was going to try and foil just one and see if it would work, but then I thought, you know what, it's so easy to cut out 5. I'm sure I can have a use for the others. So I thought, when I was finishing up the card, I thought, why not put them on the inside? Because I know I like to decorate my inside anyway, so let's do it. And wouldn't that be fun? I was going to attempt a 3rd card, but I actually cannot do that now because I've got my OT coming to the house. So what I was thinking, if I say this out loud, does it mean I'm committing to it? What I was thinking was, because I'm having so much fun foiling, maybe I should make some short videos, like some reels or something. And then I was also thinking, maybe, because I do so much over at the lounge and I love it. That's my heart and soul over there. But I was thinking maybe I could make like a short class tutorial as a PDF download. People that are international could also get hold of it. But if you purchase the foil machine or you're part of my team, you can get it for free. So I was thinking, I haven't fully decided, but I'm thinking I might do that. So if you want to see even more, that's how you can get that. If you're a demonstrator, I'll have it on my website as well to purchase. But I was thinking I might put together a bit of a class. Can you foil on vellum? Yes, you can. I have done it. I've done it on watercolor. I've done it on vellum. I've done it on velvet paper. Honestly, I have not found really much that you can't foil on. Yep, and Nicole's right on acetate. Love both thread and skinny ribbon. Yes. Now, because otherwise I will go on all day, I said that I would do the frame. I have not done the frame yet. So let's see if I can actually... let's see if I can find the frame. There we go. Same thing with the frame. We've got the foil. I thought I made matching envelopes for this, but I mustn't have. But what I would do is use the masks. Because it doesn't have stamps, I would use the mask to butterfly. We want long form videos. See, this is what I worry about. These little dies. I don't want to lose them. Okay, so... there is another one there, but I've left it. I've got to put all those dies away. Let's do this one here. I'll foil with a different colour. I mean, not a different colour. I'll foil with two-tone. Let's do a pink. I wonder... I've got all my scraps out here. And... it depends if I've got scraps in front of me that are two-tone. I don't think that's going to be big enough. So do I do strawberry slush? I don't think I have a scrap big enough without going and getting one. I might have Berry Burst. Yes, I do. I have Berry Burst. So two-tone is Stampin' Up, really recommend two-tone. Oh, we can't chat to you on a short. So it's funny, like short form content is very popular. In a business sense, it gets a lot more hits. When you foiled the fern die, was it the same way as the foil dies? Yes. The only thing is what I did, I had a bit of scrap on my desk. I added shims, so extra, these are thick cardstock. I added 2 on top of the plates that you already have, so it added a bit more thickness. So that's all I did differently. So let's get out, because the pink is probably the least used foil that I've used. I'm not a pink person. Do you know, I used to, my first car was like pink, like this. I bought a new car recently and I do not have a pink car now. I thought I better, that was, you know, I bought that car when I was 20. I'm now 36 almost. So I'm like, I think my son would probably be horrified. But I bought my car's kind of a mixture of Night of Navy and Secret Sea, but with glitter. Okay, let's roll that up. Now, where did I put the foil machine? Oh, there we go. Okay, we're almost done, I promise, because I actually have to wind it up because I've got to go. But I just wanted to, I haven't used these dies yet. So while that heats up, I'll chat and clean. Does anyone have any questions? Who's going to buy the machine? Who already owns the machine? If you don't own it, you need it, I promise. If you're not a member of the Stamping Lounge, you should check it out, because I do have a class that will be going up with 9 cards. So I was going to put the soft seafoam ink pad away. Oh no, you only wear pink pajamas. I have my wardrobe. I recently sorted out my wardrobe and made it all organised. And I went through like all the things, like, you know, tops, pajamas and all that. And my wardrobe mainly consists of pajamas. I have a lot of Peter Alexander pajamas. It's a little bit of my obsession. You're nearly convinced. You'll get there. I don't know if I can... let's see. Can I share... It's been honestly so long since I have... Hopefully you can see this. Maybe. Sharing this, it says I'm sharing it, so hopefully you can see it. I'm just going to hope that you can see it. So if you go onto stampinup.com.au, where you can find the hot foil to shop, you can actually just click this banner here, or you can go shop and down to hot foil, and this is where you will find all of these products I've shown you today. So this will have the hot foil system. You don't need to buy the hot foil shim and spacer, that comes with it, but if you want to buy an additional one, that's where you'll find those. And then this is all the products that you can purchase at the moment for the hot foil machine. The only one that's not available is the magnetic pickup tool at the moment, but that also comes with the machine. If you do need to buy the machine it fits in, all you need to do is go to shop and then go shop by category, die cutting, and then machines and accessories is where you will find it, and you need the $244 one, so the big one is what you'll need. You don't need to buy any of these extra plates or accessories. The base machine is all that you need for that. If you want to take advantage of joining and saving when you purchase the machine, there's actually a little button. I don't know why it's so small, to be honest, but join up the top here is where you can go to get that process started. So when you press get started, it will ask you to enter your email address to start that process. So if I just enter an email, I think it's going to ask me to sign in. Yeah, because it knows that I'm it knows that I'm a demonstrator. So, but yes, that's where you'll start, and then it will ask you to choose your demonstrator. I know that I'm Kayla Renee here, but my actual full name is Kayla McCauley. So I do have a link in the video though, if you want to know more about that. If you do want to see all of the details about joining, you can go to kaylarenee.com, and I actually have a tab up the top saying join my team. If you click sign up online, it will take you to the link to sign up with me. But if you click join my team, I actually do have a breakdown on my website of exactly the steps, what you get, what the benefits, and things like that. And that's where you'll find those flyers that I shared on the video. I also have a little montage of photos of my time with Stampin' Up, which is a bit fun. So yeah, that's a fun way to also get hold of that information. So hopefully that did share my screen. Oh, you can't see my screen? That did that last time. That's so annoying. I don't know why it does that. Share screen. Share that. Or maybe I can just share my window. I don't know. Share. Sharing this tab. It says it's sharing. That's so odd. I don't know why it does that. That's strange. My machine is still heating up. I don't know. I can't even check. End my screen share. Strange. I don't know. Once you have the machine, it will last you years. My foiling tools from 30 years ago still work well. Yes. I wonder if it would share from here. I wonder if that's why. I'm just waiting for the beep from my machine. So when I go... Can you see that one? Oh, goodness. Technology. It's a whole bunch of fun. Let me mute this. Oh, I think I know why. Because I'm on OBS, so it's sharing. Maybe it's sharing that. That's a little bit weird though. So it's just sharing my desk. That's so frustrating. There's probably an easy button to press, but I don't know. Oh, it helps if you press show on stream. Oh my goodness. I told you there'd be an easy button to press. So this is, hopefully I'm in the right section here, but this is where it is on the website. So when you go to shop, you want to go to hot foil, and that's going to bring up this screen with all of the products that are available. And what I was saying is that you don't have to buy the shim and spacer that comes in the kit. It's just if you want to buy an extra one, that's all of the products, the foils, etc. that are available. So that's under shop, hot foil. If you want to join, there's a little button up here, join, and then you can just click get started, and then it will prompt you to add in your email. Yeah, so that's how you go about that. And I was just saying, if you want to see more like info about why joining is great. Okay, I'm using a web browser that I don't usually use, so I'm just go to kaylarenee.com, and I do have a tab up here saying join my team. This sign up online will take you directly to sign up. Join my team opens a page where it will talk about all the benefits and what the go is with joining, the steps, etc. So that's a great one if you want to learn more about joining and what exactly the go is. So yeah, that's all of that there. So but if you do want to learn more about joining, etc., also if you go to my website, you can see there about, I also have a free tutorial when you join my newsletter, which is a fun fold card. So to get that, you just need to sign up here. Yeah, so I think let's just go back to go back to my desk because I want to, this is beeped now, we're ready to go. So we want our die. Let's do our foil. I'm doing this the way I don't usually do it. Foil, and then we're going to press to warm up. This is like an iced coffee now. Okay. Look at all my mess. I've got a whole, this is all the dyes we've been using today. So I hope you're all convinced. I hope I've convinced you as to why you need it. Thanks, Nicole. It's been fun. It's actually been fun to just craft, to be honest. I'll share the pictures of these cards on my blog as well. I've just got to get around to photographing them. Hopefully during school holidays, I might not be able to do too many videos, but I might be able to share some more projects using this foil machine, because I'm definitely 100% addicted to this machine. So if you didn't see, I've got all of this scrap foil, which I was thinking I'm probably going to have to switch. I've got a little envelope here full of all my bits of foil, because I don't know, like, who knows what Stampin' Up are going to bring out. So I've kept all my pretty things here. Okay, so that beeped. Let's put our shim, our spacer, unplug that. Now to convince my hubby, yes. I just, what is that? I don't ask permission, I just ask for forgiveness. Okay, so running this through slowly. My partner has expensive hobbies, so he doesn't dare. Okay, so let's see. Oh, I must just be lucky. I don't get overfoiling. I feel so, but like I said, if you do, I've seen people that get lots of foil in the edge here. You might want to play with, you know, if you're adding extra shims, take them out. If you get a bit of overfoiling, rub some with your sand eraser, try your embossing buddy. Definitely, you know, send me a message, happy to help out. But yeah, how pretty is that one? And that, I did actually forget to mention, you can also double foil. I haven't done it, but let's just, you know, let's just use this. I'm never going to get off this video, am I? I say I'm going, I'm not. Okay, this one comes with seriously cute stuff. So let's look at this. Let's position these funky little things here. My OT is going to get to the house and you'll be able to say hello to her because I'll still be filming. Okay. Let's position those on there. I don't know if that's exactly how we need them, but what we want to do, let's just put a bit of tape. Did I cut that? I did. Okay. This is probably not the way that you would normally do this, but because I'm doing it after, the cool thing about this is though that you could do the outside of the frame in, say, gold, then come in and add this in pink. Now I don't know how even I've got this. I'm probably not showing you in the best way. Let's just try with one and see if it works. Or yeah, because you still, you need to be able to line it up, so you still need to be able to see that. What I want to do is stick that there, on there, to create a bit of a hinge. That way when I pull up and put it underneath, I know that it's sitting where I want it, if that makes sense. I love Nicole. You deserve to be spoiled, Christine. Birthday, anniversary, Christmas and Mother's Day present all in one, Christine. I agree. Okay. I was thinking of just using the leftover foil. Okay, I wonder if I could do both sides. Let's once again stick that, lift, pop that underneath. Now I just want to lift that. Let's see if there's a method to my madness. Let's stick that on there. Give it a press. Is this going to work? Christmas in July present. Great idea. Once this is done, I seriously have to go. You should see my bomb-sided craft room now. Loki is sitting next to me with his squeaky chicken. Now Thor's come to say hello. Okay. So as you've seen, like the more I use this, like the quicker it heats up in between, because you don't have that cool down. If you do plan to purchase and you need help with what to add to your cart, you can't decide, let me know. Happy to help you spend money. Happy to be an advisor. Happy to tell your husband why you need it. Before you leave, we do need to see the babies. Oh, I have to... Freya! See if Freya's awake. Freya is 6 months old now. Thor's come in with a toy just to show you. Okay, let's run this through and see. See if this works. Oh, this is so pretty. Look at that. How pretty is that? So that's on the two-toned. The Nana 90 DSP. That's funny, Christine. You've done beautiful things with it though. So really pretty, and that has the matching die so you can cut out the frame. Oh, I'm convincing myself more as to why this was the best purchase. So yes, very cute. And I just used the scraps from that same piece. Super cute. Just be careful you don't lose those dies, because there's even smaller ones than that. Okay, the boys are here. I would say the princess is having her beauty sleep. So, let me just quickly okay. Now they're going to get very excited, I warn you, because the attention's on them. So let me just ready for the chaos. Okay, we've got Thor. He loves to be center of attention, and he's showing you his new toy. Is that yours? Is that yours? You say hello. He loves to be on camera. YouTube timed me out. Oh, that's annoying. Okay, you ready to see the baby? She's not really a baby anymore. Well, she is, but I weighed her yesterday, and she's 25 kilos. Freya, come say hello. Oh, goodness. Oh, she's 25 kilos now. Aren't ya? Yes, so there's the babies. Yes, we all need a card posted. Look, they're all going to say hello. They're very excited. You say hello? Okay, guys. Well, they're all about to get very excited because they love having visitors. And they're about to see Chloe, who loves them, don't they? You're going to say bye? Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Okay, guys. Well, thanks for joining in. Thanks for watching all the hot foil fun. You definitely need a machine. As I said, get it while it lasts because otherwise it might not be in stock for a while. You beautiful girl. Okay, guys. Well, I'll try and get back on and I'll take pictures of the cards and share them on my blog. So have a lovely weekend. Don't know what we're up to. Probably lots of muddy paw prints on the floor because we're expecting more rain. And rain is the perfect time for crafting. So that's what we'll probably be doing. So thanks guys for watching and I'll talk to you all soon. Bye.